that all of you are having very individual experiences. Some of you are fairly adept at creating your reality and things go well on a regular basis. But there are also those of you that sort of get stymied or caught up in dramas of others or negativity and find yourself struggling terribly in the linear reality. It's important, no matter where you're at, whether you're doing okay or you feel you're not doing okay, is to find some appreciation and awareness of what is going okay. We agree that there are some times where it seems like every which way you turn, everything's negative, and it just keeps piling up and piling up and piling up. That's when you have to stop and still for a moment and say, all this chaos and all this stuff that's being created that's negative, I don't like it. And I'm going to try to find a sliver of appreciation in here somewhere for one thing and focus on that. Focus on the one thing that I am appreciative for. That's probably the easiest and most effective way to sort of get yourself out of a spiral. And many of you, if one thing goes wrong, a lot of you get caught up in that spiral and you just keep circling and circling and circling until everywhere you look there's negativity. Decide every day to find something to be appreciative or grateful for. And even if you immediately said, oh, well, Veronica, there's nothing in my life right now that I appreciate or am grateful for. Take a look at your health. Take a look at something you saw today that was beautiful. You have to start changing your perspective if things are all awry and all twisted up. You have to change the perspective, and you're the one who can do it. And finding that one thing to be grateful for, finding that one thing to appreciate, is the good first step. Nothing is insurmountable. Yes, things can pile up, and it seems like everywhere you look, negative, negative, negative. But there's also light somewhere in your reality, and you need to seek it, focus on it, and walk towards it.
Thank you, Veronica. Okay, Veronica, the next word on my list is prosperity.
In the linear reality, prosperity is usually assigned the definition of having enough. Having enough money, having enough food, having enough clothing, having enough things. But we would also say that prosperity should be considered a spiritual moment too. Having a deep connection with yourself, that's prosperity. Having a deep connection to the cosmos and the universe and from the source from which you come, that is prosperity. It can get a little muddled up sometimes in physical linear reality. And we think at the time, right now, it's considered, if I have enough money, then therefore I'm prospering, and therefore I'm going to be okay. But there are also people who have plenty of money who are not prospering, who are in the depths of despair, which most will roll their eyes at. But prosperity should be a spiritual connection. It is the abundance of the eternal that wraps its arms around you and holds you dear throughout the whole life. That can bring about financial prosperity, thing prosperity, relationship prosperity. There's lots of things it can bring, but it first must be established and participated in on a spiritual level, because that's where true prosperity is when you're engaged with spirit and your own soul.
The next word, Veronica, is joy.
Truest form of joy is connecting to your soul while being in the physical linear and enjoying that infinite connection. There's really nothing else that can bring a joyful moment other than the connection with your soul. And it sometimes can manifest within the linear with certain events and certain things, but ultimately it is the awareness and the ability to connect fully with your higher self and the spiritual plane.
How about dreams, Veronica? And do entities dream, and do you dream?
Dreaming is a great tool. It is the space that is a level or two less dimensional space than where you're at. It allows you to go into realms of contemplation, and it's also a place where you can work out things. You go through it in a dream state, and usually you can get more information on a subject and work out different scenarios of how you would handle certain dramatics that happen in your linear life. Everyone should dream. If you're not dreaming, it is important to attempt to, we'll say, loosen up a bit and attempt to find that eternal space so that you can go there. We work with many on that subject, and once someone is able to consciously know that they're dreaming, it helps them quite a bit in their own evolution and growth. We would say all consciousness has the ability to dream. The whole linear reality was created in a dream. The whole life that you're living was created in a dream from another life. So dreaming is probably at the top of the list for gifts and for abilities.
Thank you, Veronica.